So here is Justin Wilson. He's still battling with Tristan Gomondi, but Gomondi goes across the line in 7th place. Justin Wilson has to settle for 8th. Jan Halen comes away with an excellent 6th place for the Conquest Racing team. There is Jan Halen in the green and white car, and the back of the train there was Bruno Junqueira, who's settled for 9th ahead of Neil Gianni. And then will come Simon Pagenaud and Paul Tracy. But it's all about this man this weekend, Sebastian Bourdais. You said, James Hinchcliffe, it was from the top of the green flag. It's been from the top of the weekend.
Here, Craig Hampson and Craig, a thing of perfection. It seems like you guys hit everything, every point you could get, including the fastest lap at the end. What was the magic?
Well, I think everybody worked really, really hard, and I know Sebastian desperately wanted to win in Elkhart-Lake before he left the United States. You know, it probably looked easy from the outside, but the guys worked extremely hard all weekend. We lost a gearbox, big explosion on Saturday morning. Pedro and the crew, they had to change the back half of the spare car onto the prime car, and then Sebastian took it out and put it on pole by 1.6 seconds. So really proud of everything everybody did here.
An amazing display. With the news of going to F1 and all the things that are happening, do you feel like there was the pressure kind of lifted? Everybody's been talking about so much things and so many things. Was there more pressure or less pressure this weekend?
I think things are better. I mean, it's a distraction for Sebastian, obviously. You know, if you were worried if you were getting a different job or you were going to move to a completely different country, it would be on your mind. And now I think that it's lifted off his shoulders and he's going to be able to just drive fast.
There you have it from Craig Hampson, knowing how to engineer it.
Absolutely right. It has been just a wonderful performance. This is victory number 28 for Sebastian Bourdais. Rick Mears stands 8th on the all-time list with 29. So one more to match the great Rick Mears for Sebastian Bourdais. Stellar performance once again by Newman Haas Lanigan Racing Team, and you know the stats just keep on coming. It's quite remarkable what this team has done, and particularly this man Sebastian Bourdais. This is 16th victory from the pole position in his career, and that breaks a tie with Bobby Unser for 3rd again on the all-time list of the Champ Car World Series. Mario Andretti has done it 25 times, winning from the pole. AJ Foyt did it on 22 occasions, and now Sebastian Bourdais eclipses Bobby Unser for 3rd on the all-time list. His 16th pole to checkered flag victory. Remarkable. Let's have a look at what happened a little earlier this morning in the final round of the Coupetage presents the Champ Car Atlantic Championship powered by Mazda. And it was a couple of weeks ago that Rafael Matos clinched the $2 million top prize for this championship, and now there's more honour on the line. It was Franck Pereira from France who started on the pole position, and he led away from the start. He had some battles all the way through the race. Rafael Matos had a problem in qualifying, but he came back superbly in the race. He got back up onto the tail of Rafa Matos, of Franck Pereira, and Matos was really pushing him towards the end. That is the gap between 1st and 2nd. Carl Skurlong, the young American, has a great run to 3rd place, but it was all Franck Pereira. He's already clinched the Rookie of the Year award in the Atlantic Championship, and he comes away with his 3rd win of the season. And amazingly, all 12 races this year, Franck Pereira has finished among the top 5. Matos, we hope, will move up into the Champ Car World Series in 2008, and I think Franck Pereira might be joining him as well. That's certainly what he wants to do. There is Paul Tracy. Looks like it's gone from bad to worse for PT, and we believe he might have run out of fuel on the in-lap, and a couple of other guys seem to have had the same thing, including Jan Halen, I think. What a great run for Jan Halen, though.
Yeah, Jan Halen finishing 6th, a remarkable result for him. You know, he qualified well, has been running well all weekend. It's also Alex Tagliani who stuck there beside him. They ran out almost the exact same place, which is just, that's brilliant engineering. That is very precise.
That's exactly what you need to do. You need to run out on the cool-down lap, not on the last lap. But for Jan Halen, it doesn't actually quite match his career best. That came at Cleveland last year. He finished in 5th place for Dale Coyne Racing. Let's have a look at the unofficial results of this afternoon's race. Sebastian Bourdais, win number 28. Dan Clark, a career best finish for Dan Clark, the Englishman. A great run for him. Graham Rahal comes home in 3rd. Oriol Servia, also an excellent run to be in the top 4.
Yeah, a great comeback for them. Alex Tagliani, got to be happy with a top 5 result. And Jan Halen, of course, is going to be elated coming home 6th. Tristan Gomondi bounced back a little bit, racing with Justin Wilson, who's obviously going to be disappointing with that result. But Bruno Junqueira, from a 5th place qualifying to a 9th place finish, he won't be too pleased with that either.
No, he certainly won't. And Justin Wilson at least made some ground up on Will Power. You can see there down in 16th place, and Robert Dornbos in 14th. The Dornbos and Power were 2nd and 3rd in points coming into this weekend. Justin Wilson, of course, he had his bad luck a couple of weeks ago in San Jose when he was taken out of the lead by Dan Clark under yellow, but at least now he will regain some of that lost ground, at least to Robert Dornbos and Will Power. But it's Sebastian Bourdais who extends his championship lead out in front, and it's now looking odds-on favourite, as if Sebastian Bourdais will become the first driver in Champ Car history, in the history of open-wheel racing in North America, which spans over 100 years, to win 4 championships in a row. Can anybody stop him, James?
I really don't think at this point they can. I mean, I think Craig Hampson hit the nail on the head there. He had this whole moving to Formula One thing. The uncertainty about his future. Is he going? Is he not? As he stands up and waves that checkered flag, have that now being solved, I think he's going to drive a lot better for the rest of the year.
Up with Sebastian and Mr. Newman, Mr. Haas, and Mr. Lanigan all here congratulating Sebastian Bourdais. And so much going on, Sebastian. I know you wanted the win here. How gratifying is it? Perfect weekend.
Yeah, perfect weekend. Great car. Thanks to this McDonald's crew that, you know, they've done so well here. And it was pretty frustrating from times to times, but today was just the greatest day here at Road America for us. And we could really show the speed of the car, and it was a great result for the team.
Not only for the team, but the other drivers in the championship charge also having problems. It's like a bonus. Kudos for you today.
Yeah, I haven't seen the point standing yet, but it looks like it's a very good day. So, you know, as well, Graham's on the podium, so couldn't be any happier for the team owners.
Definitely an awesome day for Sebastian Bourdais, a great winner here at Champ Car, and a great job by the Newman Haas Lanigan team.
Certainly has been once again for Newman Haas Lanigan Racing. They've got a storied history in this sport, and look at their record here at Road America. 3 victories for both Mario Andretti and Michael Andretti. Solitary wins for Christian Fittipaldi, Cristiano D'Amata, Bruno Junqueira, and now Sebastian Bourdais as well.
The happiest driver here this weekend. What a performance, but it almost became undone, Dan. Earlier in the race, contact with your teammate. Take us back. That was such a close call.
Yeah, I mean, I think we started nearly last and had an awesome first stint. God, I was really driving the wheels off that, and it's taking a carny every lap. And then and the second stint was neck and neck with Rahal, and then we caught Dornbos, and I got past him and got on the brakes, and I don't know, there was some mix-up there, and that's really bad because, you know, we don't want that in the team. You know, he's my closest ally out there, so, you know, I'm sorry for him and hope he had a good finish there. I don't know where he came.
Truly a breakthrough weekend for Dan Clark. Guys?
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a great performance by Dan, really, I think, this weekend. As he said, he came from a long way back in the pack after making a pit stop on the during that early caution. Let's have a look at the championship standings on official points after the 10th round of this year's 15-race Champ Car World Series, and look at that, they extend now the 35-point advantage for Sebastian Bourdais over Robert Dornbos, and Justin Wilson only 7 points now behind Will Power in 3rd and 4th. Cameron Steele.
Well, Graham getting kudos from his father, Bobby Rahal, here, and Graham, it's got to be a proud moment landing on the podium.
Yeah, it's good again to be on the podium. I mean, it's our 3rd this year now, and the car felt really good today. The whole Metazone team did a great job putting us up front. Unfortunately, when those guys took the early yellow, they had just enough fuel to stay ahead of us, and that's just how it worked out at the end.
A tough break for Graham Rahal, but a great job landing on the podium. We'll send it back upstairs.
So yeah, it was a great result for Graham Rahal. I know he'll be disappointed not to make it, and Newman Haas Lanigan won too, but still an excellent performance by Graham Rahal this weekend.
Yeah, there's something to take away from here for Graham, because he's right. It was more strategy, I think, from those guys that got Dan into that position. Dan obviously did drive well, but Michelle Beisner is now down in the pits.
Hey, Oriol, you know, you told me this weekend that you really enjoyed this track because it was challenging for you. Were there any challenges specifically that kept you off that podium?
Well, it was a challenge. I mean, we started 14th, but I'm very happy with the work the All Foresight team did, and you know, finished 4th. I thought we had the podium, but it was close. Next time, it's a great result for the road cars for us.
Congratulations. Back to you.
So Oriol Servia certainly was an excellent run for him, coming from 14th on the grid to finish in 4th place, just about 8 seconds behind Graham Rahal. Alex Tagliani there in 5th position. Graham Rahal was the highest finishing rookie this weekend, and as a result of the problem suffered by Robert Dornbos, who came home in 14th place. Rahal now only 43 points behind in the battle for the Roche France Rookie of the Year honours, and Neil Jarni, he slips back to 3rd place in those overall rookie standings, and Simon Pagenaud in 4th. But as you can see, Rahal, Jarni and Pagenaud separated by just a half a dozen points.
It's a great rookie class this year, but as you can see, Robert does have such a commanding lead. Graham obviously would have closed up the gap quite a bit, but it looks like it's going to be siding with Robert when this season closes out.
I think you're right. There's a lot of battles still to be done. Of course, we've still got another 5 races to go after this weekend, and the next race will be at the famed Zolder race circuit in eastern Belgium. Then we'll go 1 week later to Assen in Holland, and then the event at Surfers Paradise in Australia. Everybody looks forward to going down to the Queensland Gold Coast, one of the highlights of the season for everybody. The race in Zhuhai City will now not take place this year. We instead will go to Mexico City as scheduled on November 11th, and the season will finish off with the Grand Prix of Arizona in Phoenix, a brand new street circuit, a new 3-day festival of speed, and that is going to be a great event as well. There's no doubt about that, and I think it's been a great weekend, certainly here in Road America. We've had perfect weather conditions, a great weekend of racing, and a tremendous crowd on hand. Just makes for a great atmosphere all around.
It's been a fantastic weekend all the way around. Great racing for the fans, great event for the drivers. The weather's cooperated. You really can't ask for too much more out of a weekend, Jeremy.
No, it's been a very exciting race this afternoon for a lot of drivers, not necessarily perhaps for Sebastian Bourdais, who's been a dominant force, and he becomes the first driver this season to sweep all 34 points from a race weekend. It did not go the right way though for Robert Dormos. That it was his incident with his teammate Dan Clark, and it all went wrong for Robert Dormos. Will Power, also a championship contender, he fell out earlier as well. It's been all about Newman House Lanigan Racing. There was Paul Newman up on the wall, might be 80 odd years of age, but he's still as enthusiastic as ever about his champ car racing. My thanks to our pit lane reporters, Michelle Beisner, Cameron Steele and Bill Stevens, also to James Hinchcliffe. My name is Jeremy Shaw. We're going to be doing it all again in 2 weeks' time in Zolder.